I'm so excited to read you. You have no idea. I think I mean, not I think, but I'm just very excited to read you. Why does my camera look weird? It's very far that away. Hold on. That's off. Go this way. Okay. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Oh, I just got all the chills. Priscilla's gonna see this and be like, Amy's a nut. I know. I know. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting so excited. Okay. Let's see. Ah!
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Okay, you're
Doing
gonna watch the beginning of this video and I have no. I was just doing some. I had to go and finish up some errands. Essentially, what we're doing is we are moving our candle production down to a warehouse in Houston. And so my husband and everybody were taking essentially like a 4-bedroom apartment worth of crap and loading it on a truck and sending it off. And so I needed 10 more minutes to sign off on the driver thing. So I came in here and took a breather for a second, and now we're here. Are we ready?
We are ready. But before we start,
Okay.
Katrina wanted me to tell you that she loves you. So
I love her too. I love her. Well, she'll see the beginning of this video, like before you get in, and she'll understand why. I don't know why. I just had like um the biggest rush of just excitement. I have no idea what that is, but that apparently is something. So we'll have to go into this. So let me you already know how I do this. Let's figure out why I have all of these. Ooh, there's all these feelings coming up. Hold on, let me put on my spirit box too, because that's always fun. You know, we had some fun with that last time as well. So let me
yes.
see. Ooh, interesting. Okay, here. So it's clean right now. There's nothing on it. Okay, where are we at? So I pulled up your appointment, and I'm feeling around right now. That's why I'm not looking at you. I pulled up your appointment, and I actually have quite a few Priscillas. And so I was like, I go, weird. I feel like I know this person. I didn't look it up or anything like that. I was out there loading the truck, and all of a sudden her video like popped in my brain. And I was like, oh, this is them. Okay. But so somebody was talking about you already about 20 minutes ago. Um, who is, hold on. Okay. Okay. We may go into like some heavy stuff too. Are you okay with that? I don't know
Yes.
why, but there's
It's
like a
it's time.
okay, okay, okay. I don't know why. It just feels like a something. So we'll have to figure out what that is. Um, hold on. Who? Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff coming in, and I'm trying to essentially file it away in appropriate files in my brain right now, and trying to make sense of it. So there is a feeling now. I know what happened to mom. I because obviously we went through that, so we don't have to go hardcore into that. But so were there then 3 people helping raise you? Like all together, was there like a triumvirate after mom crossed, but then like the masculine energy like moved off or aside? So who are the other two?
So, um, my dad was supposed to take care of me, or he, whatever.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
I ended up telling him that I wanted to stay with my grandma, which was my mom's mom. So I ended up with my
Yes.
grandma and my grandpa.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay. So what was happening right then is there was a feminine energy that showed up. Um, honestly, she feels like wind, but like from a regular spirit, it's like you can feel like there's a person there. This is just like a essentially, which means we've been gone for a little bit. I don't know why exactly yet though. And they come in and they're essentially saying, they say the man, the man, the man, and they give me all these feelings of you. Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to choose my words wisely here because it's feelings. So I'm gonna try to like attack it. So forgive me if it's a little off, but you'll get the picture. It's like there's an inadequacy in there, and she's talking about you sitting there and looking at this person and being like, and just like, what the fuck are you doing, essentially, like what is going on, and feeling just like essentially like pushed aside, or um like actually really bad feelings that I don't think I've ever felt before. And then she says like, I'm sorry that either I left you with that, like there's very very negative feelings with that. Dark, I think that's what we're trying to talk about a little bit. And she says like, I'm sorry I left you with that. And then she says, so like this person goes away, and she says these two people came in, whoop, and picked you up as well. But at first, for a little bit, there's like three in you, like looking up and being like, where? And so that's
Mhm.
how that was trying to be explained. And she um is okay. I don't know how this is talked about. They keep yelling at me, uncle, uncle. So what was up with, was like a random uncle that was around you all the time when like you were at grandma's house or something, or what is uncle?
What comes up for me when you say uncle? After the accident, when I was in the hospital, my uncle was the one who was taking care of me there, and he was actually the one who discovered my mom where she was at. So that uncle, he was
Big.
really close to me. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's all she keeps saying. She says, and it's nothing gross, it's no bad feelings like that, but she just says, uncle, uncle. And I said, okay. And she's saying that, what? Hold on. What about him? Interesting. So she's talking about, I guess, the uncle from your father had two extremely different points of view. I guess we'll go into that because they're talking about the shifting of all the way. And they didn't get into a fight. I guess that didn't happen. But like, did that uncle like not particularly care for your father?
The whole family was, it was like a
Oh, the
strange
whole.
relationship. Yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just because she goes like this, it said, because my sister and then my ex sister in law were like BFFs. I mean, it worked out really well. And I said, what about this? And she put them going, which means like turning away and staring at each other, right? That's not very camaraderie. And she says that, hold on. She's talking about the father in her father, I guess your dad. She says he's not happy. So probably still not finding happiness. I have no idea. That would be like the basis of that. Do you know if he like attempted to get married like two more times, or like had something, got married and not, and then did it again?
Wow. Wow, this is crazy. My dad, he was a very, still is a very powerful man in Parral, Chihuahua. He was like a politician.
Oh wow,
So what
yes.
so what he tells me is his first marriage was arranged. So he had a kid from that marriage. But before that marriage, he had another kid. Then um he met my mom and they had an affair.
Hmm.
And then I came along.
That's
So
that's
yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I tell you the even almost like the perverse symbol that she gave me? And now that I know that we can talk like this, it's okay. So she went. This is gonna sound so weird, and it's just because it's also talking about your dad. So I'm sorry. So she went and she showed him in suit pants, and then she had him like take out. Essentially it's like a thing saying like all they think with is their pecker, like that, and she's having him shake it, and I was like, oh, so what does this mean? And then she says, marriage not happy, this or like that, and then so she's talking about this multiple, and I was like, oh, thanks mom, okay, and now I know why. And that was the odd image. I was like, okay. And she's saying that, what? Oh, tell me. I wonder if he's taking dividends from something else or something. She had him go like that. That for me can mean handout, or that for me could also mean like maybe he's in business with multiple people or something. Do you have any idea?
Yes,
Or we'll just leave it at that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She goes like this. She says, and I see like cash being passed back and forth. I said, fine. I talk to a lot of people in Mexico all the time, all the way across the board. Let's just say that. And she's saying that, tell me, hold on, how, what? God, she's so young. Was he like 10 or 15 years older than her?
Yes, he was much older than her. I
Yeah.
just want to say almost 20 years.
Almost, yes. Okay, she goes like this. I said, "So what what drawed you to him? Can you tell me?" And she's painting this picture in my head. So I'll just show you what she painted in my head. She had her in like this 19 almost like 80s suit. Like if somebody looks really or trying to look nice, and she put legs and she put pantyhose and all that stuff, and she has her hair done, and she walks by and she goes like that, and he shows up and she goes, "Oh, he's like my papa, he's like my dad, he's old enough to be my dad." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I get that." And she's like, mm-hmm. So she's talking about how attractive she was and how this older guy got with her essentially, and I was like, "You scoundrel." And she's talking about how what she says, because she can do that, she can do that, I can do that. She's very sassy, no wonder you were a part
Yes.
of it. And very, very sassy. And she's talking about how, tell me, this is a very different feeling than your wife's mom. And I
Yeah,
like it. This is,
completely
yes,
different.
very, very different. She's talking, I wonder if, we'll have to look at your chart too. I wonder why you have all the Scorpio in you. I bet mom has it as well. And we'll have to see where all those placements are. Do you remember? Hold on. I'm going to ask her. I don't have to ask you. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I just saw a sparkle. There was something about a Leo. There's like it just looked like there was like a piece of glitter like right here, which I don't have any glitter in my area. Hold on, come here. Tell me what else was going on. What? Hold on. Why? Did hold on. Interesting. So at that point, now this is way back when. At that point, was like your father also helping pay for her house? And was it also something to do with her mother living there? Or who is like the other person living there with her? Or like it's this community?
Wow. So my dad was renovating my mom's house and pretty much made it another level. It was just a level one level house and he paid for all of it. And my grandmother was gonna move in with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. I'll just walk you through everything she said. I said, so tell me about your life. What was happening? What was happening? I said, were you in an apartment? Were you in a home? I'm asking all these questions in my brain when I'm quiet and I'm seeing if I get an answer back. And she essentially puts me in a house that like the front door is right off the street and you open it up, and I don't know if this is actually how it looked, but this is just what I have in my mind of what houses in Mexico would look like. That I've only seen Monterey before. That's essentially it. And so she puts like door right off the street, boom, living room, kitchen, bedroom, bedroom small. And she's just talking about it. It's just enough. And then she says he came over, money, money, money. He helped pay for my home. And then she
Yeah.
said, nice. And I go, oh. And she says, family, family, mom or woman or grandmother comes
Mhm.
or will come or is coming. I said, oh, okay. And she talks about, we're supposed to be so great. I go, I know. We're supposed to be so good. And she says essentially now she would have gotten her heart broken and she would have I what do you mean by that? Um, there's something about how she's talking about it's not the fact that your mother needed to cross away because everything happens for a reason, but she just went along. Sometimes they'll take me on what could have happened down the line. And she's talking about down the line how maybe that relationship would have ended and how she would have just been on his tab, essentially. That's what she's talking about. And then there's also something about being on his tab, but essentially being afraid of getting murdered, which is weird. Like there's an odd feeling that goes with that. So either maybe he would have tried to like push her away or get her out because of what he was going through or what he was or a name or something like that. And she would have felt either like completely ostracized with the kids and like, what do I do? What do I do? Or essentially like he's like cutting it off. So that's the best way I can understand that. Do I think he would have murdered her? No, I think that's a little extreme for the words, but that's kind of how it feels. And she says that, what are you talking about? She's talking about Secretario. So, secretary. Was she like acting as like a secretary or something?
She worked for the airlines, so she was a, I guess you could call her a secretary. She did work in an office, so
She did. Okay, she goes and she's typing on I guess would it be a computer? I guess it'd be almost like a typewriter or whatever this is, writing everything down, because it's not now. And I said, "What did you do?" And I don't even know if this is a word, but she says like secretario, which is probably not secretary, but for me in my Spanish English brain, that's what that is.
yeah.
And she's talking about how hold on, hold on. She's saying she had a good job. Oh, I love this woman. Why? Tell me about her. So tell me about her. She essentially like don't be so okay. She says, "Don't be so dark. Don't be so dark in your heart. Oh, she's so much better. She's so much better now. There is light. There is light. There is good." So essentially, she's talking about the dark, the heavy coming out of it, and then maybe like going like this a little bit. But she says, like, you're good. You're better. You're getting there. And she says that she just had you pick up. Um, hold on. Don't drink. Don't drink. Stop it.
Oh
Okay.
no, she didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. She showed me all these images. She had you go like this. So I don't have a bottle with me. I have some Topo Chica back there in the other area. So maybe I could show you that. But she had you go, yes.
She didn't.
Uh
Oh
huh.
my God.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. 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 So she's saying, stop. Don't. And that you're misbehaving because she's talking about how, I bet that was for you today. So I was getting ready. I was curling my hair in my bathroom and somebody was showing up and they were essentially like, I was actually going to do a video on it. It was like, how do you become more spiritual? Stop drinking. And it's not, I mean, I used to be like an avid wine person. I'd have like a half bottle of wine a night, right? But I quit like 5 years ago. But it was more to relax. But she's talking about with you, it was like to cope. And like sometimes we'd go overboard. So like chill. If we're using it to cope, chill. Stop. Mm-hmm.
She
There you go.
called me out.
Mm-hmm.
I holy
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And then she says, tell me, whoa. So we just have to listen and then take a second and see what she wants to say. So where are we going with, oh, interesting. What was that? Um, what? I don't know if that's real. Did you actually have snow in your area? Did you have snow in your area?
Yes.
You did. Oh, you did. Okay, sorry. I remember kind of where y'all live, and I was like, no, that's not a thing. She just went and she put you and wife, and she put scarves around you, and she had you take a picture in snow. And I go, oh, and then she says, I said, did this happen? She goes, no, 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 it just happened there. It just happened there. And she says, um, like she was there for that. She says that you don't particularly like the snow though, so it's not really your
I
thing. Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's okay. I go. What about this? I do because I was thinking about maybe you go skiing or maybe you go up into the mountains or something like that. And she says, no, that's not. No, no, no. I go fine. And she's saying, tell me. She's talking about your wedding ring, okay? And she's talking about how I have a question. Did you break your first one? No, odd. Okay, so do you have one that is like of a very tungsten's not breakable. Um, I don't know if they don't make glass wedding rings, which is weird. Do you have one that is like carbide or something?
It's a I have a silver uh metal, like I don't know what type of metal it is, but yes, it's like silver.
You
Um
do. Okay, be really careful with that one. Like if you go and put it on or anything like that, there's something almost like now I haven't seen this in years, but I was at a store probably when I was like 15 and somebody was looking at jewelry as we were walking by the mall and they dropped it and it shattered. And she just brought up that memory. And I go, what? I said, the one that she has won't shatter. And she says, oh, no, no, no. Wait, 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 wait. So she's talking about the nice one. And she just says, it's either going to happen or she's like preventing you from being careless with it.
Interesting.
Okay,
No.
I know it's weird, and so you're like, how? But then she's talking about how it would be a two-part fracture, so it wouldn't just be a pop in the middle; it'd be like two parts, so it'll be in three pieces. Anyways, there we go. That's oddly specific. She's saying that. Tell me. Oh, oh, we're going back. We're going back. Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? We are going back. Hold on. She's saying, hold on. Interesting. Okay. We went back to high school. We went back to middle school. We're going back in like elementary essentially. So we're going like, it's almost like we look at a timeline. Ooh, man, she's talking about, I'm going to go with eighth grade. So what would be eighth grade or seventh grade? So how old are we there? 12, 11. Hold on. Hold on. Odd. Did you used to have, this is very random, did you ever have your hair where you had it shaved on the sides, but you'd wear it in a ponytail in the back?
Not back then.
Not back then. Yeah, that's all. She shows me that and or a hairstyle like that. And then she went and she's talking about like at this point it was still long, correct? Or like at least to like shoulder length. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She has you walking around in a kitchen and she has you we're gonna get in sexuality. Sorry, we're just gonna pop over there. And she's talking about you being like, oh, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So it's even at like 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever this is from the very beginning. It's like, there's like if, ands, or buts or something like that. There's a questioning. And I said, I go, what about this? And she says, be free, be fine, be fun. And I said, like, how was her family dealing with it? Like, what did they do? And they had you with like longer hair here. And you're like essentially there's this feeling of being slightly uncomfortable and it's annoying. And so I was like, oh, I know what that means. And they're talking about how, oh, hold on. So the grandmother loves you no matter what, or loved you no matter what. What's up with that? There's a woman that says like, or they're talking about grandma loves you no matter what. That's why.
Um, well, I mean, she does. She raised me,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Maybe
there's
that
just
goes along. Sorry, tell me. I apologize.
it's just there's a deep uh resentment towards a lot of my family.
Ah, okay. Okay, so
Sarcastic.
here we go.
Mm.
Yeah, we're hopping into the heaviness right here. Yeah.
Mhm.
She says she's talking about. So she's saying like grandma loves you no matter what, and she's saying, "Tell me why." She puts them as being stuck in mud, which means stuck in ideas, thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and can't get out of that. So essentially, they refuse to see or experience things from other ways, only their own, which leads to a blockage and you can't do anything about it. It's going to have to be them that come out of it, but will they? Because they're trapped by traditions and old ideas and thoughts. So, would something be able to change? Mm, it can, but will they? I don't know. We'll see. and they're talking about how, hold on, essentially, and I quote, the words were, "You don't have to bend over for them. You don't have to bend over for them. It's your life. It's your ideas. I know you can be sad, but you are fine. You are fine." Would you rather essentially be the person who you are, or the person that they would want you to be, essentially? And like, what was going on? And she like doesn't want you to stay in that area of, I hate that word, contentment, or like stay in that world where, or that area of being like, should I? So be the best version of you. And then if they come around, they do come around. And if not, that is for next life. They will come back and they will learn how to not be, essentially. And she says, "What? Oh, I just saw you getting dressed up in a, why? I wonder if a man is about to die. On like your side of the family. Because there's a feeling, I don't know who, I don't know where. We may have to look into that, but I think there's going to be an opportunity for you to either hear about or get called about a funeral that is going to happen. And you have a choice if you want to show up and pay your respects. Okay? And that choice would be, do I go for this person because I love them, I knew who they were, or do I not go because of everybody else being a butthurt, you know? And I would say, show up looking swanky and go do it. And just be like, "Hey, bitches, I'm here. Boom. Peace out." Okay? Make your statement, make your mark.
The only person that would come to mind is my dad.
It's quick. It's like a heart attack.
Whoa.
Hmm. It's fast. It would be something like either they have a blockage going on, or they have maybe a sickness going on that could lead to like their heart stopping like that, and then we find out. And it would be, the way she made me feel is like, remember how you were close with your uncle? It'd be
Yeah.
like that closeness. So it'd be like the next man in line would be like dad, right? So that's kind of how that feels. That would be. So we'll just have to see. Now,
Mm.
do I think that's going to happen this week or next month? No, but I think that opportunity is going to arise sooner than later. So, like within the next 5 years, and that will be your time to just come in
Yeah.
and maybe even make a breakthrough. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So just
Okay.
wait. Just wait. We'll see. Oh, it just said correct. So they're talking right now. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh,
correct.
what was, yeah, yeah,
Wait.
correct. So they're talking about that. Hold on. Let me see. What are they talking about? What does that mean? What does a protractor mean? Um, hold on. Essentially, they're talking about how you are analytically creative. Now, I don't know how to put that any other way, and so now I'm trying to figure out, what does that mean? What does that go for, and why are we talking about that? Hold on, hold on. You know what you need to do? This is going to sound really stupid, and you're going to look at me and say, "No, Amy, I'm not going to do this," but you'd be great. Like, why don't you, like, paint your feelings and emotions on like crazy big canvases, like ones that are like as big as the wall, and then just like paint black and red and navy blue and add like multiple different layers and put it in there, and like you sign it your name, and you're essentially talking about how you're, a Mexican American, blah blah blah. Like you add all the titles that you want to, and it's like, this is my emotions and my feelings of growing up on canvas into art. And you don't have to go and paint a city, but essentially you're painting the energy of what you're feeling onto this canvas, like whatever you want. I don't know. You'd be really good at that. Let's go look at your chart. I want to figure out why we have this artsy fartsy feeling. But you're gonna say, "Oh no, I can't do that." Yes, you can. Shut up. Yes, you can. You can do anything you want. Okay. I went outside to a hole I have in my backyard, picked up two 10-gallon buckets of dirt, and made my own clay. I don't know how to make my own clay. Now I make pots. Stupid. It's fun though. So
That's
do it. I'm a potter now. Okay, I'm gonna tell you mine. And then I want you to tell me yours. So my birthday is November 7th of 88. When is yours?
June 16th of 88.
June 16th? Oh, okay. Of 88. See, we are the same. And then I was born in Houston, Texas. What city were you born in?
Chihuahua, Mexico.
Okay, hold on. And spell it for me one time. CH.
It's
Huh?
CHIHUAHUA.
Okay, there you go. Yep. Hold on. I had a client that she got murdered and thrown in a lake there. Um, yeah, it was very intense. My God, because you are. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hmm. Okay, so it's not Scorpio. It's every other water sign. So, but it's the same thing essentially. So, your sun sign, your outer personality is in Gemini. That's communicative, talking, blah blah blah. You're like, oh, fun and jazz, but you're like, why do I not feel that way? Well, because your emotional side, who you actually are, is a Cancer. You're a Cancer, you're a water sign. And so what this means is it's super emotional and deep and can be a little bit dark, not in a bad way. It's also very creative. And it also means that essentially your mother is going to work through you because your emotional side is in the sign of your mom or in the sign of what would be like a mother thing. And so that also means that she's able to like work through your heart and be with you all the time. The other thing is that you need to either be able to write your feelings out or create your feelings out, whether that be in painting or sketch or whatever that is. Why is that? Because your outward personality is this extrovert communication, blah, 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 blah. But your inner, actually, your soul is this dark, loving, emotional, I don't want to be abandoned person on the inside. And so that's like the biggest thing is like an abandonment thing that can happen here, or like feeling like you're loved and cared for. That's also why you're with your wife, because she's the ultimate, like, I'm going to make you some soup. You go sit down. You listen to me. I'm going to take care of you because you need that. That's the hole that you're missing. Okay. And so this also means that you have to go through and you have to get these feelings out. Well, because you're not as confident with I guess you'd say just talking to like 50 million people, right? Public speaking could be good if you get more confident in it. So that means you need to find another medium to get it out. So painting, writing, sketch. And so that would allow that energy, instead of it being blocked up here and making you feel like you just want to die, you allow it out and then it gets shown to the world, because that's what Gemini is about. It's about showing social media, all that jazz. And then you go, wow, they like it. Whoa. Like, that's what will happen. The other thing too is that your communication style, how you talk and how you want to be spoken to, is also in Gemini. So communication, communication, communication. You need somebody that is going to talk and talk back to you, which also means in the very beginning of your life, you didn't have a lot of it. So any type of energy that we get the opposite energy put at us. Because you have a lot of Gemini and you need constant communication and fun and joy, you will probably feel like you're pretty lonely and that nobody wants to talk to you. Okay, and you'll get really, really dark. If you have a lot of Cancer energy in you, you need this mothering, you need this love, you need this connection, you need this stability in your life in order to feel whole. So you're going to get the energy at you that what? It took away your mother, number one. And the number two, you're going to feel like you're empty and you don't have a home and you don't have this like place to call your own. And it's order for you to understand who you are and how you can be a badass, essentially. And so the next thing though is that your love sign, how you want to be loved and how you give love in return. This is funny because you have a lot of Cancer and Gemini, which means that you could have been a player, but you could have been a player with emotions. So you would know how to talk the talk and walk the walk. You're like, it's okay. I'll take care of you. I'll do this for you. Ba 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 ba. You essentially could be a smooth operator. Obviously, you're not that way, but it's really good. It also means sitting down and talking and having a coffee and like looking at each other's eyes is really, really key. Also, probably having quite a few animals would be really nice too, because that's what Cancers like. They like animals. It just makes them feel comfortable. The last thing though is that your Mars, your masculine side, who you are naturally. Okay, what is your masculine side? It's very interesting though. Yours is in Pisces. It's the ultimate feminine sign. And so what happens here is when your masculine side is in Pisces, it means you need to, number one, learn how to not be a doormat. That's it. You will have a lot of people that are going to try to sway you or say, no, you don't need to be like this and blah, blah, blah. And you have to learn how to say, fuck off, Joan. Who gives a damn, right? The next thing though is that it's very hard. The other thing is that it's artistic. So Pisces is all about creativity, artistic and flow and aligning with spirit and aligning with yourself and like having this move through you into canvas. What is art? Art is the manifestation of your soul into physical reality. That's all it is. That's why it's so important. Okay. So essentially, if you got the tools and if you decided to do something like this and you put this energy into something like that, well, because you also have Gemini, I would say write a book with it or write a page of what each one of them means, right? So you have the painting and then you have the page of what point in your life this is, what it means to you, and why it is like this. And so
Right.
now you can then down the line create a book of all these things and then we can sell it to people that have also had your experience and then find like amazement in you or think of you almost as your hero because they didn't go and say I wanted to do this. Now they're living through you. Okay. So like
That
that's
you say that
essentially why.
now
Tell me
because
about that.
I really wanted to write a book. I was thinking of writing a children's book of how to deal with grief because of what I went through. So
Mhm.
it's great. Yeah.
Well, I would say write a children's book. I would also say write out your feelings or even paint them out, put them out because it can be also visual, right? And you can do to every point because we all have a wounded child in us somewhere, even
Mhm.
people that are old, right? So write for all. I mean, you can do it for kids too, but you know what I'm saying? Now, the
Yeah.
last couple of things, which is very interesting, is you have a thing called a Taurus. It is essentially your Jupiter. It's how you gain your luck in life. It's your superpower. So your Taurus is yours is in Taurus. And so what this means to me is that you need to run your own business. You need to have your own thing. You don't need to work for anybody else. It also means that you need to get really, really good with money, finances, all that stuff. It means that you can be really good, but it means you can even be even more on top of it. And essentially, if you start this stuff like book, art, doing all that, start it small, let it be your passion, and then it will become essentially what you do and what you'll be known as. And then boom, the sky's the limit. Then start doing stuff that makes you feel good and happy about yourself now that we let all this excess old stuff
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the last two things. You have a thing called a Lilith. You and me are in the exact same placement. So your Lilith is your past life energy. It's what you were last life. Yours is in Virgo. I'm sorry, mine is in two. So what that means is that we can be way too analytical. We can be way too analytical on not only things that we're going through but other people are doing and going through. We can almost like over compartmentalize things, especially with like grief and feelings. We're like, oh well, this is fine, I'm going to put this in this box and put it on the shelf. I don't have to deal with that right now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's what happens. Okay. And even with what I do as like a medium, I go through and at some point I just had to say, okay, this happens. I may not have to understand it as intensely as I want to because I'm probably not going to get the concepts because I'm only human right now and I just have to go with the flow. That's all it's about. Okay. And you don't have to fix yourself. Virgos are all about being too picky about what they look like, what they do, how they appear to other people, all that jazz. And so essentially, I think you're in the moment of you going, oh no, I don't care anymore. I already made it to that place as well back when I was 30. And so Virgos end up going, oh my God, do they like me? To screw you guys, have a great time. Hop on my train if you want or not. Right. That's essentially where you're at. The last true thing is that you have a thing called a north node. It's what your soul is trying to become. Yours is in Pisces, which means you're trying to become not only more artistic, but more spiritually aligned and more at peace within yourself. That's your whole thing. Like it started off chaotic and crazy, and you go through all this crap. And at the end of the life, you're going to be sitting there going, okay, well, this is what it was all about. All right. That's essentially how you're going to feel about it all. Okay. So
Well,
we're trying to,
good thing.
uh-huh.
Sure.
So we're going to try to get to that. Now, then I'm going to go ahead and channel a little bit more. But the true last thing with that is that you have a thing called a base vibration. It's what you are naturally after you take all those signs away. So you are a Libra. I want you to go and look up that sign. I have a lot of that in me. They're creative, they're fun, they're artistic. They can sometimes be lushes, like drinking. Be careful with that. They can sometimes go overboard with like drugs or alcohol because they like the feeling of it. And then they go, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I won't even talk about my history, but it's a whole thing. So be careful with that. You have to express yourself through other means instead of trying to make yourself check out of life. That's your goal.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your cheat code. I call that, so I figured that out after reading like 20,000 people. And I was like, why does all this make sense? What is this? So essentially, I read your cheat code to life. Like, that is your roadmap. That is what you need to do. Follow it. You're
Well,
great.
thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. So let's go back over here. And then I want to feel, I know we're already getting crazy right now. Hang on. Let me see.
I do have a question.
Yeah. What is it?
I
Ask.
have like a couple questions actually.
Okay.
Uh,
Anything.
how come I never felt my mom? I've never felt her.
Okay. So I was on my Discord this morning and we were talking about that. So, number one, you don't know what your mom feels like. Okay. Just like if I said, what does a star fruit taste like? I've never tasted one. And yet I said I've never tasted one. I wouldn't know if they put it in a dessert. I've never tasted it before, right? So it's the same thing with spirit. She's around you, but you don't know what she feels like. And for me personally, she's very light. Remember in the very beginning, I was like, she's almost like wind. Like
Like
there's
the
just
wind,
like
yeah.
yeah, there's not a lot of feeling that goes with your mom. Your mom is giving me all, I think she's the one that made me feel very excited and happy. That's heaven. That's higher vibrational state. So she'll make you do that. But she'll come in and she will give you all these feelings and thoughts and pictures more than anything. And the best way I can describe that, and I don't know if she did to you, but I want you to think of your world. Your mind is going to go on a trip right now, but I want you to think of your entire world. It is as energy. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. So even like let's look at our hands real quick. Okay. So what are your
Mm.
hands? Well, we say it's skin and bone, but it's not. If you break it all the way down to an atom, it is a proton, a neutron, an electron, and a thing called a quib, which is essentially like a pure burst of energy. And it's buzzing together at such a high rate of speed that we go, oh my God, this is an atom. And then what? Light is energy. So it bounces off, it goes into our eyes, and our brains pick it up because it's a computer. And we go, oh, this is solid. But technically it's not, right? Then your thoughts are energy, your feelings are energy, your emotions are energy. Everything is. And then with the energy and with like the emotions and stuff like that and the feelings, I want you to think of what the feeling of sadness and depression and grief feels like. Like sit there for a second and feel that. It's heavy. It's
Mm.
low. I like to equate it to like on a piano, they have a scale and they have the lowest notes, like boom, 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 boom. That's what it feels like. Then you have these middle feelings, which are just I'm okay, or aloofness, or just being all right, right? That's kind of like this middle area. And then you have high, which is love, which is happiness, which is joy, which is gratitude. And even when you're sitting there and you're feeling it, you can feel this type of feeling going up. So, whatever you are, whatever your vibration is that you are inside naturally, when you cross over, that is what you go. You match, you harmonize with that. So, your mother exists up here. She exists in what I like to call high or higher vibrational state or heaven. So that is love, that is gratitude, that is peace, that is joy, that is all this. She still remembers her experience of being here on earth, but she's not going through it anymore. And then us in our normal reality, we're normally just kind of like either in the middle. A lot of us are low because we're depressed, a lot of us, right? But not a lot of us are very happy, and we're always trying to look for love. We're always trying to look for happiness. Why? Because that's what you naturally are. Okay, so if you are naturally sad, or if you are naturally depressed, or if you are naturally angry, where are you at? Your level is down here. Your mom exists here.
Mm.
Therefore, you're not feeling your mother. Okay, and so what happens is when you get so low, like depression, or like, I'm not saying you right now, but like, I want to blow my brains out, like that low, something happens and you like get a sign or you get a feeling, or you see something about your mom maybe, and we'll talk about how to get that later on, and then it lifts you up and you start crying and you feel this great thing of gratitude and you're like, oh my god, there is something there. Well, why is that? Well, because they don't want you to be that low, so they come in and they essentially pull your ass out of it. They're like, nope, you're too low, you're not aligned with like what you are, you're all the way down, come back up. And sometimes you don't listen, right, and they take their own life, and that's what happens. But most of the time what happens is they come in and they essentially do the superpower thing, and they try to move your vibration up, because that's what you naturally are. That's when you'll feel your mom, but that's like at the very, very end part. So, how do you feel her? First off, with connection, you are the one with the connection. It's 50-50. You got to start thinking about her. You got to start talking about her in your head. You don't have to go out loud. And you got to start remembering some really, really good memories. Second off, you got to be quiet. You got to put the phone down. You got to get off the computer. You got to go and take a couple minutes. You got to not be worried that people are going to walk in or there's going to be screaming kids or anything like that. You have to find this moment of peace, because spirit exists here in the quiet. And then what you do is you're going to have to try to prime your brain and understand how to be only in this present moment. Nothing else exists. You can't think of the past. Oh no, did I lose you? No, you're coming back. Hold on. I'm waiting for you. I know you're going to come back. Hold on. Come back, come back, come back. Okay, good, you're back. Okay, there you go. Okay, okay, okay. Hi, yay. Okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
I don't know what happened.
So, I don't know either. It's okay. Her. So what you do is you take and just tell Priscilla this and say, hey, I need 15 minutes. Okay, like down the line when you do this. You take a couple moments, go into your bathroom, like yourself in your bathroom, wherever you feel safe. And then you sit there and you close your eyes, because that way you're not looking at anything. Okay, and then you sit there and you take a deep breath in and you breathe out, and you're essentially getting yourself to this base. And then you have to practice not having any thoughts. Nothing. You're not thinking about anything. Not even like, oh my God, did I put the toilet paper on wrong? Like nothing. Okay. Because spirits come in and that's how they talk, or that's how they get in. Then what you do is you connect with your mom. So you say, Mom, I want you to come and be with me. Can you come in and be with me for a second? You got to ask. That's the first thing. Number two, when you're there for about 2 or 3 minutes, I want you to remember, if you can, yes, you will, some good memories that you have of her. Like what you remember. Anything. Anything. Not the passing of it, but anything good. Why? Because we're in a higher vibrational state. We're bringing that up. Okay. Then what happens is that she is always there. They're just trying to connect. And then after you do that, you just tell her, you say, I love you. Just, but do it in your heart. Like essentially it'll feel like that. You're probably going to cry. That's good. That's love. And then this is what I want you to do. It's what I do for my family. I think I taught Priscilla this. So you say, Mom, I want to get a sign from you. I want to get a sign from you, and when I see it, I know you're with me. And so let's start off easy. Ask her for a yellow heart. And so say, Mom, I want to see this yellow heart. Picture it in your mind, like physically see it, and say, I'd like to see this in the next 2 days, and I know that you're with me. And then just let it go. Take a moment, come back, and then go on about your normal daily business. Write it down. Tell Priscilla, be like, yeah, so I asked for a yellow heart. We'll see how it goes, and then let it go and watch. That stupid fucking yellow heart is going to show up, and you're going to go, holy shit, where is that from? And the thing that I'm teaching you is after you get that yellow heart and you take a picture, you let her know, or you freak out or you cry, whatever it may be, probably all. I want you to do the same thing that I taught you just now, but I want you to do it that night, and I want you to change the sign. So change it to a purple heart. Then change it to a red one, then change it to a green one, and do that. And then what is going to happen is not only are you going to get more trust that they're around and they're trying to show you this, but after a while, what you'll end up doing is right before you see this sign, or when you see this sign, you will get a feeling. Okay. And at first, you're going to get a feeling of like hope or something like that. That's the way you're going to explain it. But you'll notice that there's a feeling that goes along with each one. That feeling is your mom. That small moment is your mom. And so then what happens down the line is that you may not get the sign, but you'll get that feeling, and you'll be like, well, that's weird. I'm in the bathroom at Costco. What's going on? You know, essentially, like that's what it can turn into. And then something good happens, or something interesting happens right after that. Just watch. That's how you feel them. That's how I do my dad.
I will try.
Okay.
I promise.
Yeah. Please. Yes. Email me and let me know too, because it's cool. It's cool. What
Yeah.
other question?
Let's see. There was so after my people told me my mama died, whatever. My grandma and I we joined the church, the choir for the church. There was an instance where a woman came in,
Mm-hmm.
and it could have been my mom's twin. And I have always wondered because I just feel a sense of like I have to hug you. Like I don't know
Huh?
who you are. So I did that day, and after that, she never came back to the choir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, was that really her?
So if I hadn't personally experienced something like this, I'd be like, I had a personal experience like this back in 2010. My grandmother, who was like my best friend, died. I didn't get to say goodbye to her. I worked as a manager at a store in the mall. My family was all up there. And as I was working a couple days later, I was really, really sad. And there was this woman that was being pushed by this man. She came in, she was sitting in a wheelchair. It was my grandmother, from how she looked to how she talked. My grandmother was a Russian Jew from Russia, so she would like only speak Russian, and that's down in Houston, Texas, right? And so she's talking, and it looks like her. Her name was Elsie, because I took her credit card. That was my grandmother's name. And she went through, and we were just having a mini conversation. She was like, "Well, it's so nice to meet you," and she leaves, and I we gave each other a hug. It was very odd, and I never saw her again.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a couple of things. One, it probably was your mother, absolutely. The other thing now that I'm understanding as well is that it could have also been an angel that is showing up, that is taking place in somebody that looks like your mother, and then your mother is working through this and coming to see you because that's the closure you need. The other
Mhm.
thing is that your mother found this woman, and somehow she got her to come in there and in that place so that you would have that moment, and you were able to have that. So either way, yes, whether it was your mom taking a physical body or whether it was your mom controlling the situation, yes,
Mm.
absolutely. Hmm.
Well, that yeah, that was a powerful moment. So I've always wondered
Hmm.
because I don't know. Um, let's see. Um, so when we got in the accident, question. Let's see. When we got in the accident, and I woke up inside of the bus, what did I lose?
Mm. Mm. This is hard. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay, there's three things that are popping in my head. I don't think you actually lost three things, but maybe you had three things with you. Hmm. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Somebody's showing me a metal heart. I don't think you lost a metal heart. Another person keeps showing me. Um, okay, this is another just random question out of this. Do you have your mom's like identification papers or something?
Yeah, I have heard the certificate.
You do.
Mm.
Okay, odd. Okay, she's interesting. They just went and made me feel a document unfolding, and I was like, "What?" And they put her name. I'm like, "Interesting." The other thing, hang on, this is back in the 80s. Hold on, 90s, right? Hold on. Was it a toy of some type? We're just gonna leave
No.
that there. Yeah. Okay. This is what. Let me go through. She may be able to answer for me, or if I've never seen this item, it may be difficult for me as well. So let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Odd. This is a random question that goes along with as well. Did like your dad end up getting you a Nintendo, like a pocket Nintendo or something?
No, but well, actually, he did give me a Nintendo for Christmas, but it was still
Okay.
when I was alive. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Sorry, they just put Donkey Kong in my head, and I was like, interesting. And then they made me see the buttons. I go, fine. They said, hang on, tell me. Hold on, one more second. Hold on. Hmm, weird. Did you lose your shoes?
I lost my white K-Swiss shoe. That is so crazy. Oh my God, that is insane. Oh, jeez. That's crazy. Oh,
Oh, wow. Good job. Can I tell you what she said?
yes.
He had you. Oh, that was so difficult. I go, tell me, please, for the love of God, tell me. That's what I'm saying in my head. And I go, what? And she has you sitting on the bus, but she has you. Now, I think you were able to touch the ground, though. That's the whole thing. I think she was just trying, like, you were big enough to touch the ground. She had you sitting on the bus and she had you kicking your feet like this. And I go, what are you doing? And she has you just like looking at stuff. And I go, what are you doing? And then she goes, Zapatos, Zapatos. And I'm like, Zapatos? What is that? I'm like, let me jog my memory for a second. I was like, fucking shoe. I was like, what type of shoe? And then she goes, and then she talks about how mad we would be because these shoes were the shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good job, Mom.
That is
Yes.
insane. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah,
you
once
lost those.
yeah, I'm sure Katrina didn't well, we were in a bus accident, so my mom and I were in the
Yeah.
bus, and the driver was high. He decided to just drive stupid. So we ended up you know, flipping and stuff like that. My mom flew out of the window, down on impact, and I was trapped under the seat. So when I woke up, I was able to wiggle myself out, and I looked down and my shoe was gone. So I start walking, and then here's another crazy thing
Let me see.
that I wanted to ask her. I called out for her. I said, "Mama, mama," and I heard, "Hija, hija," her voice,
Uh huh.
and I started looking for my zapato to come find her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how can this be when she was already dead? So
That's a
this is
disembodied voice. That's her. That was her. They do that. They do that. Remember my grandmother I was talking about? The night she died, it was probably around 11:30. I'm laying in bed. I'm having a panic attack. Everybody's like, "We think she's going to last till the next day." Your father is there with her, right? In this nursing home. I hear her voice, accent and all in my head, and she says, "Amie, it's okay that you're not here." 3 minutes later, they called and they said she had passed away about 20 minutes prior. And I lost my shit. Like, and I'm what, 19? Lost my shit. I mean, I knew I was doing this stuff, but like just completely, it's a thing. And I've heard my dad's voice since he's crossed too. They do. They get in your brain and they make you hear it. And it almost sounds like you have a headphone in. That's how clear it is. And that's your mom. She's not gone. She's right here. You just have to learn how to talk to her and feel her in a different way. I think if everybody realized that, would be a lot less lonely and a lot less sad.
Oof.
Okay.
I think you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what I want you to do because I have to run to my next session. Good job, Mom. Okay. If this isn't a 10 out of 10, I don't know what it is. So I need you to believe that she's around now. Are you okay with that?
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay. And so take a couple minutes. That's why I got so excited. Sorry, she's talking again. She loves you. There's just so much love going on right now.
I miss
Okay.
her so
So much
much.
love. Oh, I know you do, but she's around. She'll be with you, and you may even have a really cool dream about her tonight or tomorrow. So just wait and let me know. Do the sign thing. And yeah, if y'all need me, let me know. Okay?
Okay,
Okay.
will
I
do.
love
Thank
you.
you so much. I
You're
appreciate you.
welcome. Bye, sugar.